Hello and welcome to Doing More. I'm Erica Cardenas. Since the beginning, planet Earth has been continuously evolving, from our continents to our oceans to our natural resources, which includes air, mineral, plants, soil, water, and wildlife. Although the continued human population growth has led to unsustainable rates of consumption of Earth's natural resources, increase of pollution, and solid waste. Because of this, the U.S. government implemented conservation and preservation programs that protects our wilderness, natural resources, and wildlife. In 2007, Cox Enterprises launched Cox Conserves Initiative, supported through the efforts of Cox employees, volunteers, and partners. Take a look.
Cox Conserves is our corporate initiative started more than 20 years ago to make sure that our employees and our communities understand that our company is committed to some pretty ambitious goals: to be carbon and water neutral by 2044 and to be zero waste to landfill by 2024. We think those are very important goals for us as a company and as an environmental steward and as part of a larger corporate environment, and we're committed to that. Cox Conserves is the umbrella that helps us do that and helps us communicate that to our stakeholders, our employees, and our communities.
Partners like Cox Communications are one of the ones that is really embracing moving conservation forward and sustainability, not only for our natural environment, but also for our species, the human species. And one of the great things about having Cox as a partner is they're one of the organizations that makes it possible for us to send over 1,000 youth through our STEM education program every year, exposing them to the amazing opportunities that come through science and learning.
It really goes back to who we are as a company. Governor Cox founded this company and left it in his will that we were supposed to take care of the communities that we serve. We do that in a lot of different ways, but one way through Cox Conserves is through our sustainability efforts. We want to be good corporate citizens. We want to be good stewards of the environment. We want to take care of the communities where we all live and work and do business, and Cox Conserves is a great way for us to do that. Our employees are great because they really buy into what we're trying to do with Cox Conserves. They get out a lot in our communities, do a lot of environmental projects, not only just around Earth Day or America Recycles Day, but throughout the year. We do river cleanups, park cleanups, anything we can do to engage our employees to show, hey, this is important to us, it's important to our communities. And if you work here at Cox, you really understand that giving back to your community is a very important thing. Cox Conserves is one small part of that, but it has a really big impact. The Cox Conserves Hero is another really cool initiative where we look for local people in several of our markets across the country who are doing the hard grassroots effort of sustainability every day and maybe don't get the kind of exposure or the celebration that they should. So Cox Conserves Heroes shines a light on those folks who are working every day in their communities to clean things up, to make for a better environment and a better community. And among the 8 regional winners, one is chosen as the overall Cox Conserves winner. Our local winners all get $10,000 to be donated to the charity of their choice in the sustainability space, and our national winner gets $50,000 to donate. So we're really making a serious commitment to conservation through the Cox Conserves Hero platform.
Through Cox's support of our STEM education programs and Cox Conserves, we've been able to bring great credibility to a lot of our programs. When we go out to other partners like the Thunderbird Charities, APS, and we let them know that Cox is one of our supporters, it really provides us with a great introduction to be able to grow the programs even more.
We know that to reach our sustainability goals for our company and for our communities, it's going to take 1 million tiny decisions by each of us every single day. So we're asking our employees, as part of our Cox Conserves Council here in the Southwest region, to just make one decision at a time, because we know that if our 5,000 employees in the Southwest region each make one decision, that has a big ripple effect. If all of our employees across the country inspire all of the people in our communities to just make one small decision, it can have a big ripple effect down the line.
The path to reaching these goals begins with a simple philosophy that actions, not words, define success. Cox Conserves is committed to a more sustainable future and has put this commitment into action. Everyone at Cox plays a role. That's why the company made it a priority to inspire and engage its employees through constant research for new sustainable technologies and programs that help create environmental solutions. We'll be back with more on Doing More right after this. Welcome back to Doing More. We're here at the McDowell Sonoran Preserve enjoying 30,000 acres of pristine Sonoran desert and celebrating Cox Conserves. In the past decade, Cox Conserves and its affiliated foundations have invested more than $100 million in sustainability and conservation through operations projects and grants to environmental nonprofits. In addition, Cox Enterprise and the Trust for Public Land developed the Cox Conserves Heroes Award Program, a program that honors the unsung heroes in our communities, as well as supporting our local organizations that are improving our environment. Now let's hear from Diana Christopoulos from Virginia, the 2019 National Cox Conserves Hero winner. Take a look.
When Diana came to the Roanoke Valley, she immediately made a splash with all kinds of environmental causes, carbon footprint reduction and global warming issues and the Appalachian Trail.
I nominated her because she's been the leader of the environmental movement in Western Virginia for the 15 years that she's lived here. She's out on the Appalachian Trail every weekend and probably in between. She's got so much energy. She's just amazing, and then smart.
The protection of the views and the wildlife and the trail and the communities around them, to me, is a worthy thing to do. So I'm really happy to be able to win something, doing something I do for free and would always do for free, and now be able to give back.
The Appalachian Trail is an iconic international destination for outdoor recreation. And so preserving that through community-based conservation initiatives like the one Diana leads is key to making sure that the AT is a viable resource for everybody going forward.
Virginia has over 500 miles of the entire Appalachian Trail, about a fourth of the whole trail. And we are working, we volunteers and staff, with a lot of groups, including land trusts, to put conservation easements and other protections to purchase lands around the Appalachian Trail in communities that are threatened by various types of development to protect those lands forever, for the future.
Yeah, I think Diana is a visionary. I mean, she has an incredibly positive attitude in the face of big problems, and just a can-do spirit, and she's always looking for a solution.
The people come here for the Triple Crown on the Appalachian Trail, which is Dragon's Tooth, Tinker Cliffs, and McAfee's Knob, which is probably the most photographed view on the entire Appalachian Trail. So we want to really protect this backdrop to our daily lives while we still can.
It's a national treasure, this section of the Appalachian Trail. We see people in the parking lot with license plates from like 30, 40 states sometimes. I think one person can absolutely make an impact on the world, especially if they have the kind of determination and the skills that Diana has to bring other people together and inspire others to really rally around a cause.
I'd say it's absolutely possible for one person to make a difference, especially in what we do. Ever since I met Diana, it's been wonderful to have her to look up to as another woman in conservation. She's a role model. I do want to be her when I grow up and be as accomplished as she is.
The dream that Benton MacKaye had in the early 1920s when he came up with the idea of the Appalachian Trail is that we need a refuge from urban life. Is wonderful in a lot of ways, but at the same time, we still need to be able to go back to nature and get the peace and comfort that we find there. And so if we don't do something now, particularly on the East Coast, then we will lose it. And once we lose it, it's gone.
To date, the National Cox Conserves Heroes program has donated $990,000 to environmental nonprofits and honored more than 200 volunteers. Part of the Cox Enterprises National Cox Conserve Sustainability Program, Cox Conserves Heroes awarded volunteers from Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Virginia, and Washington. We took a trip to San Diego, California, where talented entrepreneurs had the chance to showcase and quick pitch their ideas. Take a look.
Quick Pitch is a celebration of entrepreneurship, right? We had over 200 companies apply to get here today. They're pitching in front of the community. There's investors in the crowd. There's other market influencers. And together we will pick 3 different winners and distribute over $75,000 in cash, no strings attached.
Being this close to the startup community and this being part of our changing the conversation and being relevant, there's nothing more important than helping these fledgling companies get off the ground.
Thank you all for coming. Another sellout crowd. Thank you for supporting us, San Diego. It's great to be back again.
So tonight is a pretty big night for a few different reasons. One, it shows a bunch of organizations coming together to put on a really big event that puts entrepreneurs on a really big stage. But that really shows that 3 different organizations who actually used to have their own pitch events came together and said, we're better together.
You know, the lifeblood of any community is the business community, and so Cox is very much focused on helping businesses grow and prosper, and we had a quick pitch event ourselves that was doing really well, but as we looked at some of the other events, we found an opportunity to partner with some of the premier organizations in San Diego, TCA and San Diego Ventures, to come together to have one awesome quick pitch. And here we are today, ready to hear some great companies pitch.
Good evening, everyone. 1859 has one singular purpose: to make disease irrelevant.
We believe in the entrepreneur. You know, coming from 120 years of James M. Cox, who founded Cox Communications or Cox Enterprises, he was an entrepreneur. So we believe in the startup. We believe in their nature and in their ability to grow their own businesses. And so we want to show our commitment to those investments as well.
It's a tough competition, right? You only get 2 minutes to pitch, which honestly is cruel and unfair, but the companies all do a pretty masterful job of it.
I'm looking for, is it a painkiller or a vitamin? That is to say, is it a nice to have or a must have? A guy I did a startup with always used to say, you back the jockey and not the horse. So a great entrepreneur will overcome a lot of challenges.
This was such a professional group of presenters that, you know, standing out in that group is a wonderful experience. Very excited and very grateful for the great event that was put on tonight.
Definitely the takeaway from this was being able to distill our value, our message, what we're trying to accomplish in the simplest terms so everyone can understand.
2 minutes makes you think really what you do in your company. I think more important is for the validation of the industry, and as a woman in the industry, women are 2% only funded, and women in technology less than 0.1% funded. So I hope that we can keep opening the road for many behind me.
In 2018, the founder of Neuralace Medical took home the first place prize of $50,000 at the Quick Pitch competition. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Doing More, where we shine a light on the good things happening in our communities. We're here at the McDowell Sonoran Preserve, surrounded by nature trails, local birds, and native history. The McDowell Sonoran Conservancy is always seeking support. If you'd like to become a volunteer, partner, or sponsor, just go to mcdowellsonoran.org/support for more information. We also had the honor of visiting Louisiana and California's Cox Conserves Heroes. Take a look.
What got me first excited about this was visiting New York, and when I saw that Central Park was only 750 acres, and I thought about a community the size of Lafayette preserving 100 acres, and you know the impact that it can have, and that, you know, were we not to do this, once it's gone and it's developed into something else, we'll never get this opportunity again. And so this opportunity only came once, and it was something that I felt like and the board felt like, and thankfully the leadership at UL and at the city saw this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something great. It's one of the few things that you do where you create something that a grandfather and a daughter and a granddaughter can go out and enjoy any day of the week, any time of the year. It's something that people can use as a respite to deal with day-to-day life and to make their lives better.
It would be fabulous to win the award. We would be able to elevate the issue of urban runoff and pollution of the ocean to a national stage. We will also be able to expand all of our projects to other watersheds, not just the Aliso watershed, and help other communities accomplish the same thing. $50,000 would enable us to do tremendous things and go far beyond what we've accomplished even now. We would be able to elevate our campaign of zero liquid discharge to the ocean so that when people go to the beach, they're safe. When their children play along the shore, they're safe. This is an incredibly important campaign for all of us in the United States to accomplish and around the world.
What a great example of Cox Conserves Heroes doing more. We also traveled to the Boys and Girls Club where the youth put together Kano computer kits. Take a look.
Today we are happy to have this amazing opportunity with Boys and Girls Club of Metro Phoenix along with Cox Communications. They have actually come out with about 20 volunteers today at our Cartwright School site, and they are providing a computer build with our students and members of the Cartwright School District. We have Palm Lane and Cartwright that have joined together along with the volunteers, as we mentioned, and they have computer kits that they're unboxing and putting together these brand new computers, fully functional, fully operational, and just a great opportunity in terms of not only are we doing things on a day-to-day basis when we're just on the computer surfing the web or we're just gaming. The kids and our students are actually having an opportunity to create this piece by piece and something that they'll be able to continue to use as we go further. The kids are jumping on it like it's no problem. They're going through their little book, they're following details. The volunteers are doing a great job pointing out and giving them the right direction as far as what they need to do to put them together. So basically every piece from the keyboard to the screen, it's all there in a small kit, and they are just having an absolute blast putting it together, and it's really fun to watch them actually complete this project. They're working together as members and students. Again, they're working with their volunteers to put these computers together, and again, just to be able to see the smile on their face and see how excited they are to put these things together and see what the finished product looks like, it's very rewarding, I'm sure, on multiple levels. How many kids can actually say, I'm building a computer, or I know how to put a computer together? You can't always say that all the time. I'm an adult, I can't say that I know how to put a computer together, but to see them actually putting these computers together, working in teams, working in groups, and working collectively is so cool to see the teamwork and the team building that's going into this project today. Again, a huge thanks to Cox Communications for allowing us and giving us the opportunity to present these to the kids of our community.
Everyone on, we're so excited to be continuing our partnership with Cox Communications. For over 6 years now, we've been working very closely across the country to ensure that people, especially low-income communities, have access to affordable internet service. And so through Connect to Compete, in partnership with Cox, we've been able to bring this low-cost product to communities across the country. Thousands of families have been connected thanks to the investment that Cox is making to ensure we're bridging the digital divide. And today was, I think, a highlight, given that we're going beyond the connectivity solution and making sure that we're bringing actual tech skills trainings to young people who are also probably beneficiaries from Connect to Compete. So we're addressing the three legs of the stools of the digital inclusion issue, which is connectivity, devices, and training.
Such an amazing story of empowerment and success. We'll be back with more on Doing More right after this. Welcome back to Doing More, where we've been celebrating our Cox Conserves Heroes, heroes that are preserving and enhancing the shared outdoor spaces in our communities. While in San Diego, we headed to the food bank where great and inspiring things are taking place.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. Last year, we pushed through over 32 million pounds of food. 10.5 million pounds of that was fresh produce. And we feed 350,000 people every single month. How do we do it? Well, we are supply chain at its very best. Our distribution model includes 214 bulk food distributions that we are doing each and every month. Plus, we have a core of 500 nonprofit agencies that we partner with. So any nonprofit you know that has a feeding program, more likely than not, they're getting the majority of their food from the San Diego or North County Food Bank. Who is the face of hunger? We estimate about 1 in 7 people in San Diego County, about 450,000 people are termed food insecure. Of that number, about 177,000 are children. So our service population, working poor, seniors on a fixed income, children living in poverty, and believe it or not, active duty military, their dependents, and veterans. All this population, all these people, they don't know where the next meal is coming from. The San Diego Food Bank is a completely local and independent nonprofit organization that depends on the kindness of others. None of our important work happens without the support of great donors who really partner with the San Diego Food Bank to make our programs and services possible. We also depend on a huge volunteer base. Our volunteers are an integral part of our supply chain. We have 20,000 registered volunteers, over 28,000 volunteer visits a year, and because of those volunteers, we're able to feed more than 350,000 people every single month. Hunger really has no season. We know that people are facing food insecurity throughout the year. During the holidays, we know that tight budgets are stretched even tighter. There's even more hardship for our service population. That's why we do the Holiday Food Drive. And we're asking the community to come together, support the San Diego Food Bank, and ensure that people have the food they need. How can you help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. Just go to sandiegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Each year we hold thousands of food drives and they raise millions of pounds of food for people in need. So just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. Another great way to support the San Diego Food Bank is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Just go on and register, and we can even customize a virtual food drive for your organization, your company, your employees, where you receive a special link just for you to help raise food and track your impact. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. We can actually take $1 and leverage that into 5 meals. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for your support this holiday season.
I want to thank the McDowell Sonoran Conservancy, Cox Enterprise, and Cox Conserves Heroes for inviting us to this beautiful preserve today. Imagine what would happen if we worked together on things that really matter. What if we reduce, reuse, and recycle? Just imagine the positive environmental change we can create in our communities. Just imagine how we can change our lives and our environment forever. I'm Erica Cardenas. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.